Welcome back, all aliens, humans, and those in between. Thanks for tuning back into our podcast where we will digest theories and devour ideas. We are three odd points upon this plane, riding the waves of thoughts. And I'm your host, Myko, and I got here today with me Monkey D. Ecko and Space Cowboy.
What's up, guys?
How's it going, y'all?
Alright, so for today's topic, boys,
What you got for us?
we're going to hit a little bit on the current event. Well, I mean, Space Cowboy is at least. We're doing aliens. But before we get into it, I want to share some shit that happened to me.
Okay.
So it was, I guess it would have been going into Friday morning, my dream. So I had a dream that I was interviewing this, like, I'm assuming it was a government official. I was in this, like, room, and it was just me and this guy. He was wearing, like, a black or gray suit, I can't remember exactly. And I don't remember his face. I just remember he was in a suit. But I was interviewing him for the podcast, and we have came up on the topic of, like, the current situation with the aliens, and he goes, this is what he said, like, along those lines. He said, "Do you really think that's what's going on? You don't think that's just a big distraction? Most of the human populations are too much of idiots to understand what's really going on." And then, like, I woke up, right? Didn't think much of it. I was like, okay, whatever. You know, it's just a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I don't dream a lot. I don't remember my dreams. I don't, like...
Vividly?
Yeah, vividly.
They just come and go.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I was on my phone. I was using the restroom before work. I was on my phone scrolling through TikTok. And TikTok comes across, and it's like one of those skits. It's like one person, but it's like one person playing two parts of it.
Yeah.
So the dude goes, hey, he's pretending to be a friend. He goes, "Hey, did you see that the government, like, released like all this alien stuff?" And he goes, "Yup." And he's like, "Why don't you seem excited?" He's like, "I thought you'd be excited because of this." He's like, "I knew all of this already." He's like, "This is just a distraction from the bigger
Picture of
the
going
bigger
on.
distraction going on."
Absolutely.
And I was like, bro, I was low-key kind of tweaking because, like, what are the odds that my dream and one of the first things in the morning, like, correlated together?
See, and I'm glad you brought that up as well.
And, like, I'm like I said to you guys before, I'm not a big alien person. I don't really follow up on this stuff. Like, this isn't my forte.
It gotta be your forte at the end of the day. When you're in this realm of Earth, of what we consider Earth, it is very, very peculiar to be in, because at the end of the day, it's not a door, it's not a computer, you know, it's not, these aren't the things that are actually there. This is what your mind portrays, no matter what it is. If you're able to step out of here and go into a verse of, or a consciousness of what reality is, would people be able to handle that?
Like,
and that's the part where your dream starts really, really correlating with the things that I've been hearing and listening to myself, because it's the things where not only is it alien, is it spiritual, and is it actually physically there?
so I'm like in the TikTok, like, I'm gonna go back to what happened to me.
Go.
In the TikTok, the dude was explaining Project Bluebeam. Are you guys familiar with that?
No.
So Project Bluebeam is basically where the government's gonna fake an alien attack.
Yeah.
What?
Like an alien invasion to
Yeah.
put fear into the people.
And I tell Monkey this all the time.
And this is like crazy. This is why, like, the whole distraction thing, it's like yeah, they're starting to come out with aliens and, like, let the normies in the population know what's going on. I just air quoted something. You know, like, it's like, is that really what's going on? And like I said, where it's like, it's a distraction to something that we have no clue that's going on.
And how long ago before your dream did you feel this?
Not at all. Like, and like, that's what I'm saying. I don't, like, aliens aren't my forte. I don't look into this
It's
stuff.
okay,
This is
so it's not
You-
aliens
you-
though. This is
oh,
that's
okay.
a whole different aspect.
Okay,
It's
you're
really
talking
different.
about,
Like, because if you're feeling like that's your correlation. What I see between what happened in your dream and what happened in you're in the video of the TikTok is exactly the things that has been going on for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And the subject of the matter of today, more than anything, is due to the fact that it was released. It was released, what was it, July 26, 2023. That's when they had the congressional meeting with the Department of National Defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very, in my eyes, it's very uncoincidental that all of this is happening.
Okay,
because
so
it just trickles down. It trickles down, and it starts where you start getting into a rabbit hole that a lot of people do not know is there.
Okay, so let's get into that.
You don't think aliens were real when freaking Trump just decided to make Space Force?
Even before that.
Yeah, before Roswell. Look at that.
Area 51's been around for probably since this nation was built. More than anything.
So back to like the current thing, I have not been like following up on any of that. Do you want to like enlighten me on that, Cowboy? Because I have.
Of course. I don't have
a clue what's going on right now with the current like stuff.
Okay, so like we said, so they had a congressional meeting here on July 26, 2023. This is literally last month.
That's like
not even last month. It's been like
last, because
we're in the first week of August.
Yo.
And that's the whole thing. And at the end of the day, yes, they had the congressional meeting, but no one's confirmed it.
Okay.
If someone comes out that
they want to shut you
literally down. No, if someone comes out that is literally legit telling you in your face and is all over the media, that's the distraction. This is part of it. And it's an going snowball that is going to be pretty major probably within these it's going to be pretty major these new elections.
The government, not to cut you off, but the government has always like made that distraction when there's been big problems.
Because and how can you not? Because that's going to be, and this is where we start.
And because it causes mass hysteria and it causes
exactly that's why. That's what the government's afraid of. That supposedly is going to happen. But what if the people can handle the truth?
I don't think they can, bro.
You don't think they can?
Nobody's going to be able to handle the
honestly,
truth.
Honestly, I like for someone who like likes this type of like the paranormal stuff, like ghosts, all that stuff. If this shit were to like actually happen and come down, bro,
no one would
believe it. That would be fucking scary.
No one would believe it.
I would shit myself.
I feel like no one would believe it still.
Let's say you see it come out like it was those Futurama where I forgot the monster's name.
Zoidberg.
Not Zoidberg. The really reptile looking monster, big, heavy set dude.
Yes.
Has the horns.
What's his name? Hold up. Let me see this.
Lizard
Percy from Percy I-8.
Percy I-8, yes.
That's the planet.
That's his planet.
That's the planet.
Yeah.
But it has to happen like that. And when it happens like that, more than likely, here on Earth, all hell will break loose. Everybody will probably be stuck on the screen for a while, but whatever those beings have to say is gonna destroy this.
See, and it's
that's the thing. That's what maybe
the whole part.
Yeah, that's why the government and nobody wants no one to know that there's other lives on other planets, because then they won't be able to control us.
Exactly.
Okay,
that's
so
exactly been the point. The whole time, flat out.
Yeah. Something else that you were saying. I'm gonna link this to you guys if you guys want to take a deeper look at it. But I was doing a little bit of research, more of because I didn't have much stuff to say, but I found this article. I'm gonna link it in the group chat about like the different species, air quotes, of aliens. Because like you have
your lizard people, your rays, your big heads.
Okay, the link's not working, so that's the first strike. We're gonna have the
what
Men
do you
in
mean
Black knock on your door right now.
Don't say that.
Okay, so I'm just gonna read it off. So you have like the Greys, that's like the most common. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Right.
Like the grays, it's like Roswell alien. You know, small, skinny, gray skin, big
black
eyes.
Yup.
Those are the grays, and then you got the Sassani. I think that's how you pronounce it. Sassani.
Yep.
Which are apparently like hybrids between like a genetic.
Ooh, I got
mutation.
them all, bro.
You got them?
I got them all.
Between like a genetic mutation between the Greys and humans. And actually, one of the most interesting ones that I think is like really weird. It's the Nordics. Are you familiar with that? Nordics.
Nordic aliens.
Do you guys know what like Nordic is?
In a sense, but no.
Norse, like Norse gods.
Yeah.
Like back like Vikings kind of stuff like that. All right, give us a sec.
Perfect time.
Wow.
Scared the shit out of everything.
All right.
Well,
so,
anyways, what
Space
about the
Cowboy-
Nordic
hold on.
aliens or
No,
whatever?
wait, let's give an explanation first. Space Cowboy had to go do something. Sorry, we had a cut in between right there. But I guess I'll wait for him to come back. All right, sorry about that. We had the Men in Black knock on the door.
In all honesty, yeah, there was a knock at the door. But damn, that
Oh
is not
fuck!
the Man
That
in
was
Black.
so scary.
That
dude.
was perfect timing.
That was
Such
perfect timing.
Like horrible,
Of
man.
course. Okay.
Only us.
Apologies.
Oh god.
Okay, so back to what I was
Nordics.
saying. Nordics. So if you guys look up, pull up your phones and look up Nordic aliens, they look like tall, blonde-haired humans,
Of course.
and it kind of gives me like Star Trek vibes in a way, with like the way they look. Like once you look up.
Is that not what the Vikings were? Either way.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I guess why they call them the Nordics. Hold up, sorry. So I mean, like the Nordics are just more human looking, more than they like look.
Absolutely. So if we're gonna get in very much specifics, it's the gold people from Guardians of the Galaxy.
I've never watched it.
You need to watch at least Avatar.
Which one? The
The-
cats or the arrows?
The cats. You laugh now, but wait until you see Yewa. That's what I'm telling you. You think your correlation between your dream and the TikTok is just something minor, but it's
And like, there's a lot of other ones where like
It's
it's
not.
kind of like.
Like, I've always known that we're not the only ones here. I've always known.
It's just, yeah. I mean, but like, I believe in there's something bigger out there, but it's like till I see it with my own eyes. It's
Cause like, okay, like, get this. Like, since since I was like 5 years old. As soon as they said around every star there are planets, you know, around every star there's planets. You're telling me that out of all them stars, there's not gonna be a planet around one of them stars that has other life? Because every star is supposedly a sun or some kind of sun, and supposedly each sun has planets around it, supposedly, because that's what they tell you in school, you know. So why there's I can count all night.
There's
and
millions of
yeah,
there are even millions of universes if we get into that.
Yeah,
it's an infinite amount if you really think about it.
So it's like there's no way there's not other life if what they say is true.
Just think about like you're saying other life, bro. Just think about the bacteria on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like all that shit. And I was actually looking up, like while I was doing some research. So if you look up, I'll pull it up. I was looking up alien species, and what I got was like plants, animals, like just shit like that.
We're all aliens. What if this is like a zoo in a sense? We got put here. Like we don't know that.
That could be true too.
Either way, we're aliens. We're aliens to the other extraterrestrials out there. If we would travel there, we're probably not gonna be called aliens. We'll be something in their language, but it will still be aliens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna excuse myself for a second.
Because like the definition of alien is belonging to a foreign country or nation. Mm-hmm. You know, like not being of that place is makes you an alien.
So see, regardless, we fly to another alien civilization. We're aliens regardless.
Yeah. I mean, we don't view ourselves like that, but to another species, it would be like, all right, he's not of us.
Oh, for sure.
You know? So
we'd get put in a zoo right away.
Probably.
You know, dissected or something.
I mean, well, yeah, like, fuck. They do stuff like that right now. Like,
whatever's visiting us, they're abducting us. They're mutilating cows.
Yeah, like
they're leaving signs in the fields, you know. Some people get microchipped. You know, some people don't, you know. They keep track of certain people. Some they're interested in some people, maybe not all. I don't know.
Alright, so listen to this. Let's look at, like, you're talking about some people get chipped.
Right.
And, like, how the different types of aliens that I showed you, and, like, one is a hybrid. What if those people that get chipped are the hybrids?
They're trying to make hybrids?
No, like, they're already hybrids.
Oh, and they don't know themselves?
That's what I'm saying, you know?
And they're just trying to make more hybrids?
Okay, now that you're back.
Absolutely.
Monkey made a good point.
Yeah.
So he's talking about, like, how aliens, like, keep track and chip people, you know? Kind of like when we chip cattle or, like,
tag
a shark.
Yeah.
So, and one of the things I was saying, how there's, like, hybrids of aliens.
Okay.
What if, like, the hybrids are, like, the people they already chipped? You know what I mean? Like, what if, like, the people that experience alien abductions and, like, stuff like that are the hybrids? Because they keep wanting to go back to see. It's almost like a school experiment. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That sounds like a great possibility, honestly, because, I mean, why not contact your own if it's going to be in a sense that way? But at the same time,
it's like Dragon Ball Z.
And it's very difficult to say because, I mean, if we're really going to get into the depth of it, we are still all star children. We do not come from anything else but the star product that was
stardust. We're
once
stardust. There. At a quantum level, we're stardust.
That's why I was telling you about, wow, everything is connected.
Well, it's like, okay, so bringing that up, like, are you guys familiar with the Anunnaki?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like the
gods.
No.
That first
was
came
it
here. Yes,
it would have been. They would have been considered.
Are they considered gods?
They're the
so
things
like
that came and made the pyramids and all that shit.
So I was listening to another podcast yesterday, where it was about ancient technology and ancient civilization, and they said that the Aztecs, there was a tribe of Aztecs
Yep.
that actually found a structure that was there hundreds of years before they were even there.
Mm-hmm.
And the Aztecs were
Pyramids or
like,
something.
the Aztecs were like, oh, like, this is so beautiful. This was built by the gods. And like, I think they're referencing the Anunnaki without even like knowing it.
Of course. And that's where a lot
How
of
can
the
they not
advanced
that they-
civilizations that come from the past are from. If anything, it's just a how can you put it? It is a different way that they looked at them. Because if we would go back and we had the technologies we have now and still they have the ability to go back, it would still be the same. Look, fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
So there's just an advancement in a different point in time, somewhere else, somewhere in this universe, that they were able to go ahead and just jump to a point where it was primitive as fuck.
like I'm going back to, like, back in time, pretty much.
Okay.
Like with alien sightings and like stuff like that. Since we're on the topic of like Aztecs,
Absolutely.
bro. Like if you look at Renaissance paintings, there's like aliens and like
UFOs
there-
and
even
there's
like
everything.
even like biblical paintings. There's UFOs and shit
Yeah,
like
I know.
that.
And then at the same time, there's a lot of different things that are out there that, you know, it is very mosaic in a sense. I'm not sure I'm using the right term, but a lot of the things that are solid and are built around us are built out of math, and it's just math. It's shapes.
Yeah.
It's all it is. Just connected, intertwined in a certain way, and able to make it solid or not.
who built the pyramids? Like when Cleopatra was ruling,
And what? Let's say why a
like they were
pyramid?
already like still 2,000 some years old.
I mean, if you like put it that way, is there really proof that the Egyptians built them?
You know, the Aztecs did have a great civilization for 2,500 years before they went extinct.
Mhm.
So, you know what I mean? Like, and they praised the Anunnaki. So it's like, what happened to them?
Maybe all their like okay, so like let's talk about the Aztecs. They don't have one god. They have like the god of death, the god of so and so, the god of garden. You know, like you know what I mean?
Of course.
And
Now,
like,
would that be when
they-
Greek
they-
mythology comes into play too?
exactly.
Yep.
They all like worship these other things,
Mm-hmm.
and like who's to say those aren't like
the
of this like outer like obviously they're not of this world.
Yeah.
Like what if they're in a bigger spectrum and they're just
You should really just give that second Guardians Galaxy one.
I should
a
probably
look.
watch that.
The
Wha-
Blue Beetle.
Look, so because I mean,
The
because
blue- look, the
it kind
blue-
of sounds like Ego the
No,
way you're explaining it
no.
to me. You know.
You can even compare this to the DC thing, the Young Justice, where the Blue Beetles were not the Blue Beetles. It's like, I forgot the name of the race, but it's like the ones that give them the scarabs. They're trying to take over in a sense, kind of like the Anunnaki. It's a war planet just coming to Earth
Okay.
Yep.
to freaking take over basically again. The real gods are coming.
Okay.
You know, but yeah, you can basically compare it to that in a sense.
And that was a group. Ego is just one person. And
Yeah.
he was a Centennial.
Yup,
Okay.
like Eagle was the planet. You know,
Yup.
because they're saying they're like, all right, right now they're saying there's proof that the Anunnaki, you know, are at the edge of our solar system,
Okay.
but you know they don't show us because you know we're gonna get afraid or something.
Yeah, I mean, like, and going back to, like, the government thing, like you said, we're afraid. Like, I really don't believe most people actually wouldn't be able to handle the truth.
Oh yeah.
No, and then that's the thing too, because look,
Like,
so
can you really handle the truth?
Absolutely. So here's the other thing where it gets really interesting for me, because I've believed in them since I was younger myself, and I mean young, little, probably like 5
remember
years
that.
old. And then the thing is what if at the end of the day it isn't? How is it gonna be? How is it gonna go? Because
Then none
what
of
if
this is
what
real.
if it's been Tupac holograms up there all the time, the whole time? Nothing's changed. The military is advanced about 20 years from where we're at, and this This has been years going on, dude. That's the part that is very twisted, because whether it is or isn't true, then something has to be put out there about it, because it needs to be transparent. Because, like they said in the meeting,
they're not gonna put it out there, because if they wanted it out there, the Men in Black wouldn't exist.
But that's the thing. In order, that's what I'm saying. No, they're not talking about like they have to. No, this is a hypothetical, because it's an absolutely very hard thing to do at the moment with everything that is entangled in between all the government and the fucking deep state and all the other bullshit and anything else that you can possibly think of. It's very hard and able to get the truth out nowadays. Because to be honest, man, you can look at all the websites, you can do all the research, you can do all these things, but that's never gonna be.
You can fall into the deepest rabbit hole, and
that's never gonna get you to the answers that people want. You can look into the internet as much as you want. Just to look in is where you'll find more answers than anything.
Like, good example, like bringing that up, like we're never gonna know. Like even like the government has whistleblowers. You know what I mean? Like they have like guys that have worked for the government have come out and said like, what is this? But how credible are they? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, yeah, you can do background checks and see if they've like actually worked there. Like some of them have.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Until we see actual proof, we don't know what's really going on.
And that is possibly with anything that you can see that is happening around. With anything in a sense, whether it be aliens, religion, it is more of the actions that are happening in front of us that we can tell or not.
Like, okay, here's the real question. All right, you said aliens were debuted July 26, 2023, right, Cowboy?
The congressional meeting was held then, yes, sir.
Okay. Supposedly now aliens are real,
okay.
Right. Everybody agrees on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What were the most religious people thinking at this point? Like, what were the nuns thinking? Mm-hmm. What were the Jewish people thinking? Or,
see, I'm like,
you know, what was the Pope thinking? Like, maybe he probably like, dang, I already knew, now it's out. You know, like.
Okay, interesting that you bring religion up, because I have another point.
Because now it's just like, okay, now what?
And everybody's still asleep. There's a lot of things that people fall asleep to,
so,
and that's the part about it, whether we're gonna be able to move on or still follow along with the current state that we're heading.
Because I'm not saying I don't believe, you know, in Jesus or nothing like that. I'm just saying it's like, okay, what about them hardcore, like, man, you know, like I've dedicated my life to, you know, the holy script or, you know, whatever it is that they praise, you know, and then it's just like aliens are real, but none of that was ever told in, you know, what you follow. You know, you've been told that God, you know, is the highest being there is, blah blah, which, like I said, I believe, you know, but like, what about them people that just believe in that, you know, that don't have like at least an open mind?
Okay, so let me.
They're gonna pray harder.
Let me.
They're gonna fall into their scripture and they're gonna keep on going.
They're gonna say they're lying.
Let me touch on that. So with that being said, I work with a guy. He's pretty religious. So I was talking to him about my dream because I wanted to know like what he thought of.
Right.
And he said, like even in the Bible, or like what he studies, it says that there's gonna be a great power or something that's going to distract you from what the real picture is. So it even says that in the Bible. It doesn't say what it is, but I mean,
it basically says what it is, bro, because like if you keep reading it basically says that there's going to be false prophets.
But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't tell you exactly like
false
it's not
prophets.
It's not going to give you a website.
Yeah. It's just giving you like this overall idea, and that's kind of what's going on right now. Like we have our government
always
saying this stuff, and it's like he made a good point where it's like it's all falling into scripture in a way. Like in a way I'm religious, but I'm not like super religious. Like I like looking at different aspects and how different people view the world. Like I'm not gonna just stay in one.
No, for sure.
One thing, you know,
for
so
sure.
It's like I think.
But I feel like it just no matter what, it's just I don't think they're talking about aliens. I think they're talking about.
Nah, I mean it couldn't be either. But I mean, it's fun to speculate.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So you guys are saying that's not gonna be aliens. But how is it the other way that if it is a possibility that major people in government have said that it's going to take one major event to bring this world together?
Bro, there's no way we're ever going to be together.
What if there was an alien attack?
Bro, I still don't think. People are too selfish. Bro, you're always going to have those people. Like, even like, I mean, I know they're just movies, but looking like post-apocalyptic movies.
Of course.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we're never going to have unity.
No, but then here's the great thing about that is with playing not just one card down, but playing multiple cards down, then you're able to go ahead and make sure that what you got in mind is going to play out. So it's not just, excuse me, it's not just
they use alien in a broad language because no matter what, alien means anything not from that country or
that's
not.
what I'm saying.
That's why
aliens
yeah.
means not of this world.
Yeah, like
not necessarily because
like
our
aliens
Hispanic
angels?
cousins down
Are
the
aliens
ways were called
angels?
aliens.
You know, are aliens angels? Or are they demons? You know,
because at the end of the day, you can claim them both.
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
No way.
It's too broad of a term.
Exactly. Yes, that's why it's like, you know,
the fact that they're using that specific word.
Because what if in the Bible, like aliens came descended from, you know, the sky? You know, what if instead of like, oh, we can't let people know, you know, it was some aliens, so we're gonna have to change that word and put angels. You know. Broad word.
Uh-huh.
All right, what about this one? I don't think people are ready for this one. You know how in the Bible it says how, you know, the Virgin Mary got pregnant, right? You know,
Uh-huh.
the holy light descended upon her, and they told her she was going to be pregnant, and then she was pregnant, right? Okay, what if that light was a spaceship light?
Well, and it's crazy that you mentioned that because there's a whole thing.
And then, you know, they're telling her telepathically, you know what I mean? Because, you know, she said that the Holy Spirit was telling her. What if they were telling her, you know, telepathically? And then, you know how she got pregnant? She was a virgin. Well, she got, you know, freaking inseminated, you know, with fucking alien DNA. You know?
It's one hell of a place to be.
You know, like, I don't think people are ready to talk about that one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like... And they could have just switched it all up, you know?
So absolutely, and that's where your hybrids come in play, you know? And that's where he was talking about it being like, no, that's because you pointed out the other point where if they're going to come in contact, why is it those same people? Because of that same point, is that they have probably are descended, if anything, from the original insemination.
There's this whole thing, it's called like the Valiant Thor, and basically they say Jesus was an alien.
Yep.
That one day aliens came down preaching Christianity.
Yep.
And like
what?
Yes, exactly. It's like this stuff goes. I'm not like, you know, trying to shit on anyone's religion or anything. Like, believe what you believe in. You know, I respect that like 100%. But it's like all this stuff happened so far back
that the story could have just been changed throughout the centuries.
It's like a game of telephone. Look at it like that, bro.
You know, like by the end of the 100th person, it's not going to be the same.
It's not going to be the same as it got to the first one.
Exactly.
Not really, and that's where it ends up being very difficult to substantiate the differences between reality and what's going on.
Yeah. So it's like that's why, like with religion, everyone has their own.
Mm-hmm.
thing.
And I just read actually some, I think recently, or not recently, I watched the one of the last interviews, I forget his name, Rami, I believe. He is Hindu, but a lady asked him the question, what is your belief on God? And Jesus. And he said, the belief is that there is just one God, but the scripture and the point blank same truth is that everybody is equal to everybody, and it is due to the fact that they are part of God themselves.
Okay.
Because I am God, you're God, you're God. And that's where it ends up being, we are equal to one another, because if it is equal to God, you're equal to him. And that is thy neighbor. And people don't see it that way. I'm not religious. I am not in any ways trying to remove anything from any aspect of anybody that comes through here. The thing is, the way people have used it has been very corrupt, and it should be not investigated, but at least cleansed.
Okay.
And that's in any religion. And I don't believe in one. I would say probably most of the truth is in all of them, not just one.
Yeah. It's because it happened such a long time ago. It gets long. It gets lost.
But
along the
some
way.
some people don't forget. My father is one of those people that just has fucking can remember when he came out the hole, and it's insane. But that is also due to the fact that a lot of these people did not have anything else to do but be there.
Yeah.
They were alive at the moment and caught as much as possibly as they could. So who knows? Those word to mouth maybe nowadays can't mean much, but back in the day, a lot of people couldn't read.
Yeah.
They did talk though. They did hang out in bars. And ooh, that spirit let you speak sometimes. Is there anything else you guys want to add on to this? Because it's getting good and we are going into it.
I don't know for the most part.
No?
Like I said, I don't know much about aliens to be putting much of my input in.
Well, one thing I do want to put out there is due to the simplicity of what the actual congressional meeting was on the 26th.
Okay.
So it was a meeting and a discussion, more of the sightings, the encounters, and transparency that people have had, along with the government of UFOs,
And
UAPs, and ETs.
And all the cover-ups. That's what all
Yes,
that
sir.
That's
means.
what that was about.
This specifically was the meeting to uncover the cover-up, and that's quoted by Mr. Burchett.
So is he like referring to like Roswell and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Everything.
Anything.
Anything
All the way
from
back to the
history,
30s.
since the even further than, because
1800s,
if we're talking
bro.
about
Roswell
the
was in the
religion,
50s.
if we're talking about the religion and how you're saying that they were inseminated and that was Jesus' light, so they've been lying to us the whole time either way.
Yeah.
This has been played through back some time and time
they
again.
went back, I think, to the 1870s.
In the congressional meeting?
Like about
No,
like
not in the
I
meeting.
thought
No.
it was like,
I mean, heck,
geez.
no
over
the
here
the
somewhere.
furthest back they went in the meeting, I think, was the 1930s.
My bad.
Okay, but still, that's almost,
Yeah. The 30s, and then obviously Roswell happened in the 50s or whatever
yeah.
when it happened. So like and then they talked about how they basically made a group to cover up the cover up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like something popped off right away, they go investigate, cover that up right away, and make all them people be liars.
See, like
You
what
know
I
what I
find
mean?
interesting, too, it's like right now we're only kind of viewing it as in like the American government, right?
Who? What?
Like right now, like
No, not I.
not you.
You guys can.
Oh, I mean, like what? Well, the way I've been seeing it, mostly because we've been talking about the meeting. Like our government came out and just said that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But like we're not the only country in the world hiding secrets.
Of
You
course
got
for
the
sure.
Other powers, China,
Definitely.
Russia.
For sure, but like at this point, it's kind of like maybe they're preparing us for something bigger. Obviously, because it's like, let's say another country gets, a bad. I don't want to sound hypocritical. Just another country, we're beefing with, or or someone that might be coming up gets alien technology. They can
we don't have it already.
They can hurt whoever.
Oh yeah, we do.
There's
been a lot of people that have come out talking about where they have worked in S5, Area 51, and then any other
mind control's real. All that shit is all alien.
Okay.
And so if that's the case, if mind control is real, then so is along with teleportation.
Instant transmission.
It's just because everything is so intertwined and people don't understand that. People think that this is somehow not connected to the rest of the world, which is the table. The table's not connected to the rest of the world. It's still made out of atoms. It's still made out of the connections that everything else is made out of. One way or another.
It's
Maybe
like,
you can bring your presence into being a table.
It's like why did they release all this on July 26th? Why? It was like a Friday or something like that. Why?
It was a Wednesday.
Why that day? Why at the end of the month, basically? Why couldn't it be like right after July 4? Why couldn't it have been why couldn't they release this info when the first video of the Navy release of alien chase, a UFO chase?
And that was
is it like the Pentagon films or like the Pentagon files?
No, it was legit. It was like the Navy had some bullshit. They chased it, or the Air Force did, and right away it appeared on the news. They released it. It was like 2017 or something like that.
Well, you know what though?
Pentagon's, and
let's go back a little bit.
There's a good chance somebody's trying to hack your.
Apologies.
Let's go back a little bit before that. Wasn't there something, was it Texas or California, where there was like an alien spotted, like a creature spotted on
California?
Was it California?
I think
Las
so.
Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
You want to get into that?
A little bit back.
Okay, so I have a few,
and wasn't that
points about that.
Before that?
Yes.
Okay.
That was right before that happened, and that is a very visual to exactly what these guys are
maybe that thing escaped from Area 51.
To.
Yep, Area 51.
No, because they landed and they heard the big boom and everything.
They landed in the wrong spot.
See, and then so there's one thing that's happened here in 2023. You want to know the other thing that happened that people just are kind of blowing off is the alien that was on the airplane.
Oh, yup.
The
lizard guy that lady was
freaking
out
that
about.
thing?
Yeah.
I didn't look into that shit either.
Well, that's the thing, because we went back to 1947, which is Roswell and the Kenneth Arnold incident, and Roswell is famous for the incident that went down where the airplane
found the
UFOs.
First big things, right?
It's an actual UFO, and that's probably more of anything because a farmer found it.
Mm-hmm.
Farmers public.
Yeah.
So let's say these things have been coming in even before then. Because that's 1947. That is about 2 years after World War II.
Well, yeah, like I told you, in Renaissance...
Just at the peak of the Cold War.
There's UFOs in Renaissance paintings. I mean,
exactly.
Not exactly. It doesn't say it's a UFO, but there's...
You can see them kind of painted in the background.
There's like a thing. I'm going to send you guys... I don't know if I sent it in the group chat yet.
By the way, that video you guys were talking about with the Navy pilots chasing down the UFOs, that was back in 2007.
Dang.
Okay. There you go.
I feel like it was yesterday.
Yep.
So I just
honestly, I feel like it was.
I just sent you guys a thing in the group chat. If you guys want to take a look at that, it's kind of showing all the different types of UFO shapes that people witness, and it has like the amount.
Jesus.
Yes, sir.
And
I just saw this one this morning too.
Yeah. So like obviously the most famous one is the disc. That's what everyone, that's what media and not media, like pop culture and stuff.
Not necessarily, because they've talked about the Tic Tac and cigar shapes quite a bit in this actual release that was released.
The orbs is a big one.
Referencing like pop culture, like that's the big one is the font.
Oh yeah, pop culture. Yeah, the most basic one that everybody sees.
And actually, it's funny that the cigar. I wasn't really familiar with the cigar one until I was reading. I was doing some research on this. It was the Broadhaven UFO site, and this happened in Pembrokeshire. I think this was the UK, if I'm not wrong. So this happened in 1977, and there's this guy, and he said that he was in grade school. He was about 10 years old, and he said his pupils were seeing flying saucers throughout the day, and like everyone was like, "What the fuck?" So, like, there was multiple witnesses for this like thing, and all the kids like drew what they saw, and all the drawings look very similar.
That's crazy.
So my thing is like, you either got some really smart kids that are good at hoaxing shit, you know what I mean? Or like, this actually happened.
It's kind of
You
like,
know, and like they're even trying to
kind of like you said earlier. How do you know that they're not here already? Because like, once you go a mile down or so into the ocean, you can't see nothing after that. So how do you know they're not down there?
bro. I mean, yeah, that's another fucking
Thing,
dude.
You know what I mean? Because they said they seen them go into like the oceans or come out of the oceans.
Oh yeah, I've
Very
heard
often
accounts
as
of that
well.
where
Yeah.
they're like
Yeah.
zipping through the air and then
Yup.
they just hit the water. and
That's
they're gone.
another. That's another one that the Navy has released.
Forgot about that.
And the crazy thing about one of the documentaries I was watching is that they say you probably cannot find someone who was inside the Navy who has not seen something along the lines.
Exactly.
Crazy shit.
Yeah, because they say they see them come out of the water all the time. Cause like when that some sub that imploded or whatever, because they were visiting the Titanic. Once they got to a certain amount of feet, they couldn't see nothing. So like it's like us trying to look for aliens in the ocean. Once we hit a certain depth, we're not gonna find them anymore. They're gonna find us.
Yep.
You know, because they're cool down there. You know, they chilling.
Yeah.
You know,
We
they can
can't get
see.
to them.
Yeah, they can see us, but we can't see them. You know why? Because their technology is too advanced, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Or maybe they're fucking water people. I don't know.
Waterbenders.
Yeah, you know, kind of like in the movie Star Wars. You know, where they had to go underwater and there's like a whole civilization. Oh, the freaking duck-looking thing in Star Wars. They had to go to his place.
Oh fuck! I haven't watched.
It's
Star Wars
whatever. But
movies,
anyway, yeah, it was like way underwater. You know what I mean? Like, how do you know there's not something like that underwater, but we just can't see it because we
Yeah.
can't see that far down?
And like it's going back to like ancient civilizations like
Yeah.
Atlantis. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? The Anunnaki, all that shit is way before our time.
For sure.
Like who's
Or
this?
And then my thing too is, even if what is being said about the Anunnaki, the inseminations, all of that is very true, who is to say those are not the bad aliens?
Exactly. Like I was reading this article and it said like there are malicious aliens out there. Like you know,
Definitely not, because you can't have in this world you cannot have
good and evil.
good and evil. Or just good or just evil. And fucking fortunately, it's
Both.
balance between the yin and the yang, and
Yeah,
that
it
is the
has to be
very.
both.
It's a push and a
And
pull
that's
between things that are here and there,
That-
and
That's what
it
makes
just
the world
continues.
work. You know, that's what makes the universe work. If you
Actually,
it has
yes.
to balance itself out.
For sure, because you can't balance. You can't put something on a scale and say, "Oh yeah, that's perfect," and it's
Yeah.
just gonna hit rock bottom one way or another. Because we were made here by, if the chances are, the one in who knows how fucking much that we were able to actually become alive.
We're just lucky, you know.
Nah,
We're just lucky.
no, nope.
You don't think we were, you know, lucky to, you know, we came out of the toxic sludge or something?
Nope.
And
Nope,
freaking
not if there's so
now-
many other people, things, and ETs out there.
Man.
We're not lucky.
Okay,
We're
so
just another
like-
creation of the universe.
Like, what if that's how all of them started? Like, look at these peasants.
Let me
We
ask
were
you-
them one
Let me
time.
ask you this. Going on to that, have you guys ever watched the movie Moonfall?
No,
No, sir.
Okay.
Never even heard of it.
Spoiler
Yeah.
alert if you haven't watched the movie. Sorry. So it's like the moon's falling, like the whole, like, there's something fucked up with the moon.
Right.
It ends up being like that there was a greater civilization before us, and the technology they created overtook. Like it was an AI, so it had a mind of its own, and you know they had to like go into hiding because the AI was like evil, and like the moon was kind of where they hid whatever they were trying to protect, and there's like multiple different things that they were trying to protect, and I guess basically what I'm trying to say. Fuck! I lost my train of thought. It's like just so much fucking to take in. You guys just have to watch the movie, but
Absolutely.
I guess my point was like the things before us. You know what I mean? Like
They were way more advanced, bro.
that's what I'm saying. And who's to say those are
Like
those
the
are even human
pyramid,
beings?
the pyramids are so old. Even when Cleopatra was ruling, I'm good, bro. They're already older than her. You know, so
Yeah.
it's just like, who made them? We don't know.
We just know because of what they say, not because of what
Exactly.
we saw.
And only because we see them.
Because that shit,
I don't. I mean, I can. What is that called when you play both sides? I can sit on the fence and I can battle between both ways, one way or
Well, I mean, yeah, it's just you're not.
So it's just the senses of it being
because
more clear.
You also have to be rational. You know what I mean? You can't fall into a rabbit hole and just like
Go on.
you can't just fall into a rabbit hole and say like, oh, this is what happens. You know, you have to be open minded for like new stuff that comes out.
Yeah, no matter what. No matter what. That's why I'm still on the fence of it.
Like,
You
me
know
too,
what I
like,
mean? Because I mean there's little things here and there that can that at least that in the senses of what's happening in our faces we can see at the
Yes.
moment. Presently. And it's a little off-putting because for a civilization that is so advanced supposedly
Mhm.
still cannot figure out unity is not an advanced civilization.
No.
It is nothing but primitive fucking Neanderthals.
I mean, literally, that's what it is. I mean, bro, like
Because we're just conquering other countries.
like
These guys are conquering other planets, if that's going to be the case. You know what I mean? If we really want to
Yeah.
step into that point.
bro, like Tootsie Pop, bro. The world may never know.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
The Tootsie Pops is a government organization. They're trying to cover it up.
Oh, that's
And
right.
it's
Yep.
like right in our face.
Fucking
The
Myko
world
got
may
it.
the owl's a goddamn alien, and the world may never know.
See, that's the origin of.
See, and like
our
that's what
God,
I'm saying. Like
Tootsie
you could take
Pops.
something as simple as that and turn it into this crazy ass thing, and it's all like backed up with like just theories and stuff people think. But until there's proof, where are we at? Where do we? What? We're kind of at a just standstill, you know. Until something really happens, and it's. I mean, yeah, it's out in public now, but those are just words, pictures, you know.
See, but is that okay? So
Okay, something
So-
happens, then what?
What do you mean?
Are we still gonna go to work tomorrow?
yeah, like Monkey said,
Shit, my bills don't stop.
once,
Whoa,
but then
hold on.
Okay,
But
that was a joke. That was a joke.
No.
That was a joke.
No.
you triggered the hell out of everybody.
Let's take it serious though.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
you're right. Your bills don't stop. So what? Alien comes down, you're gonna go to work the next day, cause your bills don't stop.
Nope.
I
You
mean,
know?
if it's not affecting me like directly, bro, I might just go to work.
You know.
Nobody.
What am I gonna do at
Everything
home?
you've been told is a lie.
Unless
Exactly,
it's like an alien
exactly,
I already knew that
exactly.
though. Everything that's fed to
But
us is a lie.
Then what's the point of?
Why do we continue?
Yeah. Why do you want to
Why
see
do,
it?
why,
Yeah.
why
do
are
you?
we out there in the streets doing what everybody else is doing?
Yeah.
Just setting off a full ass riot to these.
Yeah.
people?
Why?
Maybe
Why do you
we
want to
shouldn't.
see it then? Pictures and whatever the government says should be cool. You know.
What do you mean?
You just said like, oh, so far all we've seen is pictures and
That's what I'm
here
saying. Until we have until these motherfuckers bring out an
Ex-
alien in a goddamn cage,
That's what I'm saying. Then what? Then what?
then I'll be
feel-
like,
What's the point if you're still gonna go to work the next day or whatever it is? Like,
that's just another thing in our world. Then now,
Then
that's
we're
like-
just gonna make this
it's
into a
basically-
Futurama.
It's almost like a.
so what?
No,
like
it's a, I'm trying to think of the word.
Zoo.
No, I'm trying to think of the word. It's like not clearance. Clear. fuck, what's the word? It's like off our conscience now. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, it's like...
Okay, aliens are real. That just proves that everything they said was a lie. That's what I'm trying to get at.
That means... I can't say that.
You
But
know?
y'all continue.
That's how I feel, you know? Like, aliens land, or they legit bring out an alien, like...
Okay,
everything
maybe in a way,
they've said
maybe in
has
a way,
been a
yeah,
lie.
I'm contradicting myself.
You know what I mean?
In a way, yeah, I am. Because, like...
So, like, okay, aliens are real, not what was the whole point as a, you know, society, as a planet and a whole... Are we gonna try to, like, freaking get together to protect our planet? Are we gonna get together to try to...
Unless
you know?
it's... They're malicious aliens, and, like...
So what,
But we'll never know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They have to be bad for us to be like, all right.
To us make a move, you know what I mean?
So they have to be out on our streets shooting us down like
that's
in
what I'm
District
saying.
9.
Like,
Pretty much.
Because they want.
so
But that's the thing,
if
we
they
have no way to know.
come, they come in peace and all that good jazz. You're gonna be
Maybe
like, all right,
like we
cool.
can be like Futurama,
let
bro.
them in.
What's the whole big thing with like coexisting? You know what I mean? What if like
It would be great. It would be great
Yeah.
to coexist, but the problem is that if it's a malicious entity that's already here, already been doing his thing, there is no way that we're gonna have a Futurama.
Yeah, how do you know
the only
it's
way
good
we're
or
gonna have a
bad?
Futurama is if we find some grays out here in the streets walking with us, and they say, "Hey, look at this."
You want a cheeseburger?
you want a beer?
Yes, yes,
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
that's-
because hey, look, hey, you want some?
But like, I
Be like, you want to ride? I would be
just-
okay.
We just don't know, and that's the thing, Cowboy. Like yeah, it's fun to like look at this stuff and like believe. But like I believe there's something bigger out there. Like I've said this multiple times. But it's until I see the hard proof.
But you see it, then what? That's what I'm trying to get at. You see it, then what?
Oh, that's the question. Then what?
Yeah, then
Okay,
what? Like, that's what I'm
okay.
saying. Like, are you gonna go to work the next day? Like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I legit saw an alien land in front of my yard, and he threw up the peace sign. And what about his day?
Honestly, bro, the way I would look at it.
Like, I'd be like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? I ain't gonna work
That's
the next
hilarious because that's really how they would throw the peace sign up. Just simply because they've been watching us. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? They would be like,
Okay.
hey.
Yeah. In a way.
day. Like, I
'cause,
wouldn't go to work the next day. I'd be like,
just
holy
because-
shit, I'd
just
be
because
mind fucked.
There's so much speculation.
Absolutely.
Maybe I would just go. Maybe I'll be like, shrug it off, be like, oh fuck.
You know?
I'll call you guys and be like, hey, I just saw this little gray
I'm
man.
going to work. I'll
He
see you
said,
guys.
what up? I'm gonna go to work. Let's meet after work. We gotta record an episode. You know, like that just might be what it is.
Goes,
You
where
know,
it goes.
or it's gonna
Oh,
fucking
man.
turn me into a mental like mess, and I'm gonna go back into a psych ward. You know, like shit happens. You know, like the effect that they have on a person, we don't.
I guess that is true because it could be like District what that movie
District
District 8,
9.
District
District
9.
9.
Yeah, it could be like that. It could be like some cockroach looking things.
Things.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah.
But they have camouflage on. You
Yeah.
know? And it's so very, very, very difficult to define what's real or not. Like, because you said it has to be in front of your face.
Yup.
So the thing is,
Kinda
at
like
the
the-
end of it,
That's really
it's
how
the
it
same
happened
thing.
in that movie.
It's the same thing for me, man. If I'm gonna see Jesus come down, I have to see Jesus come down.
There you
Yeah.
go.
If I have to see this alien come down, I'm gonna have to see this alien
Yeah,
come
it's
down.
kind of like that movie, you know. The thing was just floating above them, and then until they finally came down, they were like, "Holy shit!" You know. Until then, they didn't know what the hell that thing
It's
was.
okay. There's like this quote. It's like a little relevant but irrelevant. It's like
Go.
it's like you believed in Santa Claus
For the longest.
For the longest time, you could look in the mirror and believe in yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, it's all just it stems from belief. You know.
And I really believe what this man said on this the documentary of Encounters of the Fifth Kind.
Okay.
I really believe that because it is the same kind of way that it has been lived in those ancient times. Is there might have been the murders and the Aztecs and all this other stuff, but I think I center myself more to the Native Americans and the movie of the Avatar with the blue folk is
Okay.
that you are just more connected to this earth and to this kind of style
magic
of,
is real. What you
no, and that's the thing. It's not magic. It's not. It's that's the word to use for it. But we don't have a proper actual term to use what is actually happening within inside of these things. You know what I mean? And that's the part where it gets very difficult to be able to express ourselves, because we can't really commit to, at least myself, I can't really commit to something of saying that it is magic or technology, because it is something more than that.
Okay.
There's no way it's not. Why? Because we're all made out of the same shit. We're all made out of the same kind of stuff, which is the stardust. That is the simplest way I could put it. We're just all made out of stardust. We're all made out of this planet. We're all one way or another. Ego.
Again, don't get the reference, though. I guess
I know you won't.
Maybe that's my homework for tonight. I gotta watch the movie.
Yeah.
It's funny that you bring that up. I was at the barbershop on Thursday.
Yeah.
And he had Guardians of the Galaxy 3 playing.
Bro. Oh, dude, that was more heartfelt.
I was so lost.
That second one, though,
he's
is
kind of barber.
The second one is gonna be go ahead and actually connect you to kind of more of what we're talking about, to what I'm trying to put across to people, because that is the thing that it is. And if you know, who knows, Ego could have landed on this planet, and that's what this is.
Okay. Yep.
It's a planet. It's who knows? It's stardust,
Bro.
Because like honestly, and in all truthfulness to myself, is how many of these gods, these centennials, are truly out there. And this is just in our part of the universe. There's many, many more that we can't get to. And that's what I was telling you earlier. What is faster than the speed of light?
Thought.
So there is no way these things aren't intertwined.
Okay.
That tree can tell what this tree is saying just through the simple fact that it has that connection to this realm. To the realm of the universe, to the realm of being.
So are you
connected.
trying to say, like, there's people that are more like connected to nature than others?
Yes.
I wouldn't say nature. Yes. I would say the universe.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah, like the universe. Like,
yes.
Okay, well, so let's start smaller, a little smaller before we get out to the universe. Like, our
okay,
Native American fellas.
Absolutely, please.
They were intertwined. Even the Aztecs' mind, they were intertwined with nature.
Yes,
yeah. Like, they were one with nature.
But that's also one because they really had to be, because they had nothing else.
That is true. That is true. That is very true.
They had nothing else but the fucking dirt that was on the feet of the ground.
So, okay, so bringing up, like, intertwined with universe now. Like, isn't that what chakras are?
Yes.
Like, chakras are like.
And this is why I also
I'm not familiar with.
Keys,
I know like surface levels with.
I do too.
chakras.
I don't.
Yeah.
I haven't read into depth, but I don't like reading too much into depth into religion because of the simpleness of it.
Oh, is chakra religion?
Kinda.
It falls into.
No.
It falls into.
Okay.
It falls into.
Okay.
Enlightenment, higher being.
I think it's
than
either.
you.
I think it's Buddhism. Don't quote me, please.
Okay.
But you know what? We can.
We can do
we
that
have
right
a whole
now,
ass
bud.
computer in front of us right here. But yes, that's what I'm saying. So even like even from Avatar: The Last Airbender, when he was trying to become Avatar, even then he had to go ahead and you know, go within himself to be able to do the things that he needed to do, and even then he wasn't ready to leave his physical body.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't. He stayed solid and he had his shit. He didn't even fucking take away the powers of
He should have.
Yes, he should have. Yes, he should
I'm
have.
so bad about that.
Look,
like 10 years later,
he really should have. Absolutely, 100%. But that's your human talking. Is that your star talking?
That is true. That's not my spirituality talking.
No. Is that your star talking? I'm gonna use that
What do
term
you
from
mean?
now
What do
fucking
you
on.
mean?
Is that really your star talking? Like you, man. Like after we leave this earth, what's gonna happen to you? Is that your star talking?
Okay, I get what you mean.
Like it's not. We will always be around, one way or another. Stop.
Science, motherfucker.
Damn,
It's
damn,
not
man.
science.
I was about to say, wait a minute. I was about to agree with you 100%. No. It's just
okay.
So we can call it science, but it's a different part
It's a different
of
type
us,
of science.
really People could call it pseudoscience or whatever they want, but it's just a different way to see things.
All right. We went too much off on the tangent.
Yeah, we did. We really did. I apologize because, man, I had bullet points, Mr. Merchant.
Hey.
I had over here. Where's it
no.
at? I was talking about Roswell. But okay, so there's actually a couple things I really do want to.
Oh yeah, let's go back into the.
I do really want to point out a couple of things about this, the alien topic more rather than anything.
Okay.
And that is this the simple thing of they have released this information. They have done the testimonies.
Yes, sir.
There is videos out there, but there has not been a confirmation from a true head leader.
Oh, because you said they like. No, I think this was before we started recording. Monkey was talking about like they cannot nor confirm or deny.
No,
Like,
they've never confirmed.
is that
denied.
like the whole like thing they're trying to like?
Yes, and that's where they're
Okay,
trying to
okay.
uncover the cover up. You know, people even and these guys, the people that they interviewed, along with the chairman. The chairman are people that have been in the Congress, and these are things that they've been doing to go ahead and actually. So the meeting itself was more for transparency.
Okay.
And allowance for the government to release that information. That's
So it's not even like a closure thing. It's more.
no, it's
like,
just more of an opener to tell you in an intro to say, hey, look, this is what's actually happening.
So do
in
you
air
think?
quotes.
Let me ask you. Do you think with the government doing that, they're gonna leave it at that?
No.
Just so people can shut the fuck up and stop pushing them.
No.
So it's kind of like giving people what they want, but not giving them what they want. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Well, okay, yeah, that's a good way
You know what I mean? Like
Exactly,
giving them, because like obviously people know, like.
Like, we want to know. It's like, all right, bet.
Yeah,
Here
and they're
we
like,
got
all right,
it.
here you go, and they throw you a fucking piece of bread instead
Yeah.
of throwing you the loaf.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they're gonna throw you a piece of bread so you don't see the meat that's over there in the corner.
Exactly.
So it's
Exactly.
like they're giving people what they want without giving them what they want.
You know what that's called? Controlling.
Ooh.
That
There you
means
go.
that they're still doing what they want. That means that no matter what way this goes, they got plan A, B, and C.
Shit, they got it all the way to Z.
And that's the way it goes, you know. Who really knows on what it goes? Maybe it's been dragged out. Maybe they did reach some curveballs. You know what I mean? Like what if Trump really did destroy the process that was already going on? What if these things did happen and it is just
And
you
not
know
only
this
that-
is the world trying to balance itself because I see good people out there and I see the fucking most malevolent motherfuckers that are still on our streets.
So-
and that's the part where it really confuses me.
So going back to Trump, like
Shoot.
He made Space Force, bro. That's what,
I know,
as soon as he made it,
Okay.
that should have been the first
so
thing.
going back to Trump, like I'm not talking about Trump specifically. I'm talking about presidents.
Space Force.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So there are certain presidents
Yes.
that have hit more on like or focused more on stuff like this
JFK.
than others. You had who was the president with Roswell? Was it
Roosevelt.
No, bro, the Roosevelt.
No, it was freaking Herman or something. I don't know, bro. I literally heard the name the other day.
Roosevelt.
Yeah, see.
Yeah. No.
No, Truman.
Truman.
Told
There you go.
Told you.
So, what do you think Truman had on his fucking plate when that shit happened?
Bro, everybody to
Everyone
keep
on
it
his
under
nuts, bro.
yeah, keep it under wraps. So you need to be quiet. If
That's what I'm
not,
saying.
you know, you're done.
And the president necessarily isn't the first.
One to know.
Like he's probably like in the middle.
Yeah.
He's a middleman. He's always been a puppet.
That's literally what the president is.
And that's the way it's gonna go. Cause at the end of like I'm saying, man, these things is just gonna end up escalating into one huge mistake. I'll be honest. If it's
I'm just
really
waiting
the
to
way
see
people
what's
want
gonna
to, if
happen.
it's really the way people want to control folks, that's disgusting.
I'm waiting to see what happens next.
That's what that's why like, I'm kind of like telling you guys like I do believe there's something bigger out there. But until they come out with hard fucking evidence, bro, I'm just at a standstill.
And then you can't even trust that.
Exactly, bro. Like, these motherfuckers have hella technology.
We're not ready for the Universal Alliance.
No, fuck no.
That's why aliens have been coming
Lilo
all
and
these
Stitch
years.
reference?
Huh?
Lilo and Stitch reference?
Nah.
Mm-hmm. That's what it's called. The aliens
Universal
are called the
Alliance.
Universal Alliance.
Oh, I was like Rick and Morty or something. You know?
I think that's what it. That might be a Rick and Morty too.
To top that off, that Universal Alliance thing. Well, even there's been a few of us out there that have seen Rick and Morty, and even then, you seen when he made when the Rick made. What's that big ass place that had all the Ricks and Mortys? Please help me out here.
I never watched Rick and Morty. You guys can shun me for it.
I'm not shunning you. No, like so I know I've referenced back here, forth and there for many things, and most of them would be shows and stuff, but that's because they show us the truth in many very few ways, but
bro, what was
they'll
that?
never connect
Do you
it.
remember that show when we were modeling your house that we would watch when we would take breaks? It was
Oh,
the
yeah, Inside
government-
Job.
Inside Job. There you go.
Really?
That's a
You
good
didn't
one.
remember that? Have
I
you
didn't-
watched next season?
No.
Oh my.
I totally
Next season ain't
forgot
good as the
about-
first one, let's just
Okay.
say.
Well, anyways,
Right.
that's like he was saying, like subtle.
That's a shadow government.
That's what I'm saying. It's like giving people what they want
Deep state.
without giving them what they want, like really want. You know?
Absolutely.
It's
And
like
that's
okay.
not-
It's
Go
like here, shut the fuck up. Take what you get.
And that's where I'm really trying to get it across, because even before the disclosure, even before any of this, we all know COVID-19. COVID-19 was just the tipping point or the introduction into the rest of the idea that people want to put up upon us.
See, I don't know how I feel about COVID-19. Like, only because there's so much different shit. It's hard to pinpoint what exactly happened. Like, there's theories and stuff, but like,
You could say that about religion. You could
Oh,
say that
obviously.
about
No, no, no,
science.
for sure.
You could say
I
that
say
about
that-
the fucking front door.
I say that all the time. I say that. Like, I'm sorry. There's so many different views. Like, since it was such a global thing that happened, it's like
And that was the first major global thing that happened.
China,
Second most global thing that's going
China,
to happen. And third time's a strike.
you know, USA, all that shit happened. You know what I mean? So it's hard to pinpoint where, like, stuff actually comes from.
Oh, my bad. First, it was the Ukraine war. Then it was the fucking COVID-19 bullshit, right?
Yes, sir.
And then, or it was one or the other. But those two are involved. And like I said, third time's the strike, man.
Yeah. Third time's a charm, is what they say.
Ain't it?
That's wild as hell. Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting. to
Monkey's
see what's
over
gonna
here
happen.
like, bro, what the fuck?
I'm just kind of waiting to see what
Okay,
happens.
Enjoying the ride?
Yeah.
So I just really want to know is like how much more time we got in this, because I kind of want to end this not in a warning but more as an advertisement as to why I'm feeling more and more this way, and it's just due to simplicities of things that are happening.
You know,
Like this isn't normal. This is not. Even if normal back then was normal, that still wasn't normal. Nothing is.
Hell no.
we've been at it for a
Nothing's been-
minute, so you know, it's on you guys.
Nothing's been going.
It's however you guys
different
want.
anyways.
However you guys want to end this.
I think I'm gonna end it. Tootsie Pops.
So
I
the last thing here, and this is coming from Space Cowboy. There's a large exercise on 2023 of this year happening between the 19th or the 9th to the 18th, I believe it was. It is 25,000 sailors and Marines across 22 time zones, 7 fleets, 6 U.S. combatant commands in a blend of live virtual training that will be to test the suppositions of key warfighting concepts for both services. This is across most of the globe,
Wait,
if not all the globe.
Not to cut you off. Is this just USA or is this soldiers from different like
I
militaries.
wish I
around.
could tell you, but it
It
just
doesn't
says the
say.
Navy and Marines, and this is across 22. So that means you're getting into other oceans.
Yeah.
That
Well, I
means
mean,
you're
like-
crossing places that maybe you shouldn't
Like
be.
one of our cousins is a Marine. He's stationed in Okinawa.
There you go.
You
And
know?
then you don't, we just don't know.
No.
That's the part.
It's like if they know, they can't tell you yet. Because we have a friend that's in the Navy, and I can't say that the video is real, but I can't say the video ain't real.
That's what I'm
type
saying.
thing.
Like they know so much.
You know what I mean? It's just all like that.
I just want to throw that out there, so people know where I'm at least where I'm at. But I think that's all for my hand.
Well, we got it for the
Yes, sir.
survey. All right, so I'm gonna end it with Tootsie Pops. If you want to hit us up for sponsorship, we'll wear shirts that say "The world may never know." Give me the right price. I might get that tattooed on me.
Damn
right, Get the so little would I. owl.
Hell yeah.
The world may never know.
That's
All
a
right.
Catch
good
you
one.
guys later.
We'll catch you later.
You guys can check us out on YouTube.
We have YouTube now, and Are we on Spotify yet? I saw
Not yet.
this,
We're not. We're gonna drop the first episode tomorrow. So if you guys haven't heard the first one, you guys can go check that out. By then, by the time you guys hear this, it should already be up. So you can check us out on one on YouTube.
It's BackYard Nebula.
BackYard Nebula on YouTube, or I'll post it up as well on Monkey D Ecko YouTube, and then we're gonna be on Spotify as well. What's it gonna be under?
It should also be BackYard Nebula.
BackYard Nebula on YouTube. On Spotify. So with that being said, we're gonna end it there.